Alright, so we got very special guest here.
Hey.
Hey,
Here
JJ in the house.
Representing the Ad Bros. So,
Okay.
I'm saying.
There you go.
alright, so let's get, alright.
My bad, JJ. My bad. My bad, yo.
Award season just passed. Grammys. Anybody, you watch?
Did anybody watch?
I'm
I
cool.
I watched, but
I'm cool on this whole conversation. Y'all go ahead.
you bound out.
Rose gonna take a
I'm
break.
with Rose.
But, but you didn't even watch for the ads.
Nah,
I watched for that.
No. So I'm not gonna hold you. I watched the Oscars, but like I have Apple TV, so like it's not like the regular broadcast. I mean, it is a regular broadcast, but I'm not sure if the commercials like are the same.
Yeah,
But
I get what you're saying.
I wasn't even like it was on mute.
So I guess
watching.
let's just dig into it. Top line Grammys, first hip hop song to win best song ever, best song of the year.
It's Cardi B, right? Was it Cardi B?
It was no, it was Donald Glover.
Oh, it's
This is
Donald
America.
Glover, right?
Who,
But see, that's
what
weird.
What were the other?
She won
songs
best.
that it went up against.
She won best hip hop song,
Yeah, she
right?
won best hip-hop.
Give me a second. I gotta look that up.
But it's weird we're saying that Donald Glover is a hip hop guy. I mean,
That's what the news says.
Childish
hip-hop.
Gambino.
Yeah, Childish Gambino. Yeah.
But it's weird because that song that won, which one? Was it? This Is America,
yeah,
right?
This Is America.
But
That's
that
one of
was
these
a
songs
trap
dropped.
song.
Yeah, pop that.
Yeah, pop that. It's weird because Childish Gambino is. I don't really label him as a hip hop artist. I just see him as a. Well,
Oh yeah.
Alternative
So yeah.
hip-hop.
not just Childish Gambino.
Record of the year
musician,
was.
I mean, but the subgenre
You wanna know-
Yeah.
within hip hop is a whole other like.
It is.
This Is America won Record of the Year.
Hey, yo, Tony, are you gonna get into that kid that was hating?
'Cause
That
hip-hop
kid
got
that was hating on
subgenres.
Childish
This has a
Gambino?
lot of subgenres.
The
but
dude that said,
Yeah. You get into
What,
that.
to JJ's point, hip hop should have a lot of subgenres, but unfortunately, awards and even the culture don't look at it like that.
Yeah.
Like, okay, as an example, like, a guy that we all used to work for, he says he respect hip hop, but he don't necessarily like it.
Right.
But then I'm looking at it, he's probably looking at hip hop as all encompassing. Like everything from Migos to Tribe to Diddy to Cardi B to whatever, right? Or
Yeah.
like Little Brother. He
Right.
said all this one thing, like it's one hip hop. It's
complex.
It's
Yeah.
complex, which all
like
those
black
artists
folks.
I just mentioned
Yeah.
Yeah.
literally can be a subgenre
You got
of.
Little Brother. Little Brother's a whole other.
There's a whole
I
other
love
thing.
Lil
That's
Brother.
Soul, that's soul hop.
Yeah.
What? That's like
Right.
Lil Brother is like it's like my fault.
You're like native tongues.
Not to
himself,
mention
right?
that Fonte like does like.
Oh, he's
house
on with
music,
this whole
electronic
thing
type
right
thing.
now.
Yeah.
With Formless Exchange
Yeah.
and some other stuff.
Ain't
But
Lil Brother like affiliate with Jay Dilla and Knife Wonder and
Lil
no Knife
Brother-
Wonder. I
Lil
think
Brother-
Knife Wonder.
not Knife Wonder. He produced
Yeah.
for them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I mean, and I get it, and that therein lies the problem with the award shows, right? Oh, my God.
Hey.
So
okay.
you have these subgenres within the culture or within hip hop, but then all of it is lumped into the same, right? And Childish Gambino, as an example that was mentioned, he can go back and forth between singing and rapping, right?
Right.
Yep.
But yet anything he do, even with singing, is instantly labeled as hip hop. When, in my opinion, it's not. But they even label him as a hip hop artist.
Right.
But I don't know. It's
Like,
weird, man.
Awaken My Love was a funk album.
Oh, it was a straight up and down funk
I
album.
think
It was a
Redbone.
funk-
Even the
But-
cover,
but This
even
Is
the
America-
cover.
But This Is America wasn't part of Awaken
It
My
was
Love,
not.
right? It's
No,
like
it
It
was
was
like
something
a
a
single.
side
It was a
release or
single
whatever.
drop.
It was after
Yeah.
that. And Awaken My Love, even the cover reminded me of the cover of Maggot Brain. Like, if you go back and look at Maggot Brain and put that cover next to that album, it's 100% the same type of approach, right? Even to your point, JJ, like, that album was a funk album.
Yeah.
But it's still classified as hip.
Yeah.
Did they?
Yes.
Yeah, look it up.
I
Well,
personally.
real quick.
Oh, go ahead.
Now I was just gonna go. What this Is America was up against was I Like It, Cardi B, The Joke, Brandy Charlie, God's Plan, Drake, Shallow, Lady Gaga, Bradley Cooper, All the Stars, Kendrick Lamar,
I'm glad it won.
Rockstar, and The Middle.
I'm glad it won.
Yeah.
Especially since that video that went along with that song was ridiculous.
That's my thing. I feel like it won because of the video. I don't think the song.
Well, what's wrong with that?
I don't think anything's wrong with that. I'm just saying, like, I think the video was polarizing and
It was timely.
catapulted it.
But
up.
the beat is scary as fuck,
trap
though.
beat. I don't
think
like
the
it's
beat is-
the juxtaposition between the beat is the singing, like it sounds like the children. Yeah.
But just
And then-
listening to the
and then
song, it doesn't sound as
bro, that shit sounds scary.
God's Plan to me is like.
Fuck God's plan. I'm talking about
God's
this
Plan was
America,
like
bro.
Little Summer,
that shit is
Summer
like
16,
a pillow fight.
whatever the hell.
God's plan is like a pillow fight. I'm not trying to hear
But
that
remember
I'm
though,
just going off the
best song is, and the best song category should be based off of straight up cultural clout. So like, if you're talking cultural clout, God's Plan did not have nearly the cultural clout as This Is America. Lady Gaga, what?
God's Plan was
Cardi,
pandering.
what Cardi song was up there?
And
I
just
like
like the other song he did.
Maybe
He always
you could
panders.
contend with I
panders.
like it because I like it from a cultural clout perspective.
Yeah, Bad
like,
Bunny and J Balvin.
yeah, so like it's cultural clout, and I think cultural clout, like This Is America.
Can you explain that? What does that mean?
Cultural clout means how, if we talk in media now,
Talk that talk.
reach and consideration.
Mm.
Like that's the This Is America song actually broke YouTube.
It did.
It had the most
It
views within the first hour of release on
Yeah,
YouTube.
it was a lot.
Dropped
To this
it when he
day,
was
it
on
has
SNL,
the
right?
yeah.
I think
It
he
was
did
crazy.
SNL and then he dropped
Yeah.
it that night.
And he dropped it
And he
in
dropped
the
it.
middle of the night, right?
And dropped the video, and that's the difference. Like the video alone, that also is what propelled the song. And so
Yeah.
like it's just like
Tony said
at
that.
this point, like cultural,
Tony right
the
there.
reach and resonation with people is really what brings cultural
Right.
clout out. So that song like had it.
So, all right. So, I'm glad you brought that up. Not to say it didn't deserve, but when something wins, is it because of how much reach and how many people know about it, or is it
Impact.
because it's good?
I think it's
It's
impact.
impact.
Okay.
I mean, because so.
I mean,
let's
because
talk about
Vanilla
the
Ice has won.
the popular categories in the Grammy. I think that's all more about impact.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
you know, it's a lot of parts of the Grammy they don't even televise, like best jazz artist. That's purely off skill and talent.
But
right?
I think this year they put a lot more into the actual live
Yeah.
casting because of they got a lot of flack about like them like doing hip hop during the commercials, and you know it's online and stuff like that.
Totally.
And also, if you look at a lot of categories, a lot of the songs that I think people liked were like hip hop.
But
I guess
it's
had
Hip
the
hop is like the
vibe.
hottest. Hip hop is the hottest genre right now,
is
and like
pop culture is
Yeah.
is popular music.
yeah.
Yeah.
But then also remember back in the day, like during the Grammys, like the Taylor Swift Kanye fiasco.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody was upset about that. But at the time,
I mean, it was
Taylor
MTV.
Swift had the reach
She
and
did.
cultural clout
And
at a
cultural
mass
impact.
scale. And
Yeah.
I think the thing that made Gambino reach that was the polarization of
Yeah.
the video. If enough people are saying like, yo, he just released a video that basically says
Man,
like,
listen.
it basically captures the culture right
video-
now. You gonna have the same
But-
KKK
That
dudes
video
that
had
only
a
listen to Taylor Swift
pale
watching it. Like,
white horse in it.
yes.
Son, fam.
And
he
you
had
know all the
Simply
KKK
just
members was
chilling.
watching that video just to be mad about it.
That's
Yo.
true. I think a lot of people probably do know that.
Yeah.
If they're
Yeah, he know.
leaning to
And he
it.
like, you know what?
How you
I'm
feel
good.
about the Drake speech, Mr. Rose? All
Again, I am not talking about award shows.
right, let's move on. Last thing, Green Book wins.
Hold on, before you go there, no, let's stay on this topic real quick.
All
Right?
right.
I mean, how do you feel about that Drake speech?
Yeah.
How do I feel?
Yeah.
It's
Oh, that's a good call. How do you feel? Because weren't you being combative against it?
people.
You were being combative against it.
I was agreeing with him.
It's funny how people always see my opinion as being combative, but all right.
Now, I agree with Tony on this because
I can't remember exactly what I said, but my thing on Drake's speech of him saying you don't deserve it, you don't need it, and then they cut him off. You don't need an award to validate your career, et cetera, et cetera. That's what Drake said at the Grammys. I felt it's always
convenient
it's always the person who wins
to conveniently say that
who
shit.
says that, and then it's praised. Lady Gaga said that at the Academy Awards. She said, "Yo, and she had a great career, And she said the same. She said a similar, not the same, but she said a similar thing, like where it was like, you don't need this to validate your careers. And I'm like, all right, that's cool, but you won.
And my thing is, if you feel like you don't need it, then why show up?
Or one more thing. What I would have respected more is if Drake would have been like,
that's why Beyonce didn't go.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is,
exactly.
Rose said it before both of them.
All I was gonna say is, if you win, if you really didn't care, hey, thanks, y'all could take this back. But he walked. Of course, he walked out with it.
I don't know, but you know,
or you could give it to the person you think that deserves it.
Yeah, that too.
But you should always accept your flowers. I think
I'm all about accepting my flowers.
I think at the end of the day, like, and this is a PSA to black people real quick, because I found myself doing it. I had to check myself real quick, and I had somebody tell me don't do that shit. I feel like sometimes we tend to be humble just for the sake of taking one for the team or being one for the culture.
Right.
But at the end of the day, like, we've been through 400 years of not getting our fucking flowers. Like, when somebody gives you your flowers, you take that shit and you don't say, oh, this one should have it better. No, you take it. Because guess what? That person might not do that for you.
That's true.
And these white people sure as hell ain't gonna do it for you.
That's true.
So you take your flowers and you accept it. Now, if you are Beyonce, I appreciate the fact that they came out with ape shit. They were like, we're in the billionaire club now. I could put on my own Grammy.
We don't need your flowers, because I got a whole garden of flowers.
But best believe Beyonce will never give back them Grammys, because she was like,
she got them,
and she took her flowers because she deserved it.
It's recorded.
So always accept your flowers.
And I think that's the thing we're saying about, me and Tony was saying about Drake. Like, hey, look, somebody gave you an award. All right, you're going to get it on their platform and talk shit about, like, you don't need it. Like, yo, get the fuck out of here.
Spike didn't do that when he won his Academy Award.
Hell no.
He took the time to actually talk about a broader picture, which I can respect that. Now, one of the bros...
But he also said mute Oscars like a year
ago. 2 years ago.
And he was like,
Oscars so white.
Hey, you want it when you ain't got it, and when you got it, you don't want it, right?
But they gave him flowers, and so he going to take them down.
My thing is,
that's why I say all this award shit is goofy.
If they gonna give it to you, humbly accept it and say something dynamic and be like, yo, you don't need this, and then move the fuck on. Yeah. That's my thing.
Fuck all that shit, man.
Fuck all that shit.
I want awards.
At the end of the day,
I can't get an award.
Give me a check, bro.
You can't do shit with those.
That's fact.
I'll tune into the BET Awards though.
All I'm gonna say is the fact that the reason why I take the position that I take is because, like, I've shared with amongst like everybody amongst ad bros, it's like, black people, we been dope. Like, we been killing shit. We been crushing shit. Like, we improvise. We make something out of nothing. Hip hop is the leading genre in America, and I don't know worldwide.
In the world.
All right, I'm gonna lean on my bro Tony on that. I mean, worldwide. But you know where hip hop came from? It came from poverty, bro. Like, it came from a group of people who didn't have much, and they say, yo, let's go to the park. Let's get these cables, turntables. We're going to create dancing, and look at what it became. So, like, we don't need people 30 years later to validate our shit.
You brought up a good point. For those who watch the Grammys, how do you feel about J-Lo doing the Motown tribute?
That shit was whack.
I didn't see it.
We didn't ask for it.
All right.
This shit was whack. I mean, look, bro. Come on.
J-Lo, she from the BX.
She's from the BX, and you know, Motown, she can dance her ass off.
I feel like they could have found.
She's on Living Color.
She can dance her ass off, but Motown wasn't about just fucking dancing, bro. It was about people who can sing and play music. Right. And I just feel like J-Lo could have, and it ain't so much J-Lo. J-Lo getting her check, right? That's some shit that the Grammys fucked up.
Shouts to A-Rod.
I ain't knocking her, because she just did her job. Right? She did a job. However, I do feel like it just was a bad match.
Yeah.
It was a bad match.
You got one more?
There's all I'll say is there's a lot of new school Motown descendants that they could have chosen to do that. And it should have been a Motown Now moment and not a No Town moment with J-Lo.
You know what?
They could have got Neo, Anthony Hamilton.
That was hashtag No Town.
They could have got Anthony Hamilton, Neo, Lettucey, Jill Scott, Layla Hathaway, who was on Motown. Erykah Badu, she's Motown. She literally was on Motown.
That's a lot of checks you got to cut versus one person.
Yo, Tony, you know what's so crazy?
Look at Tony. I didn't see being a businessman over
I also feel the way. I also
look at this guy.
We got to have one person do this melody, and we going to move.
Look at this guy.
You know what's so crazy? I didn't see it.
What?
The whole J-Lo thing, I didn't see it. But the way you guys are feeling about it, it reminded me about a year ago. I made a comment, and I said that Bruno Mars is a fake ass Morris Day, and that's what it. Like what you guys are saying.
I would have been more comfortable with Bruno, and I've been to his concert. I would have been more comfortable with Bruno and the Hooligans than I would have been with No Town J-Lo.
I don't agree with that Bruno Mars thing.
It's a fake ass Morris Day. Oh, do you know who Morris Day is?
Yes, I know who Morris Day in the fucking Times are.
Oh, okay.
I know who Prince signed. Come on, man.
You just seen a wire like 2 weeks ago. So what the fuck you talking about? We talking about
flying daggers up in here.
I believe it. I know you know who it is now. Like, internet keeps us all up to speed. I get it.
All right, I'm gonna let you get your bar.
Thou that does deliver smoke shall receive
Queens
it.
of Brooklyn.
I'm just
Always
saying,
at each
man.
other's
Man,
throat.
yo. This is what we do, man. We
They
does
ain't no
this.
Queens in
I
Brooklyn.
miss you
Ain't no
guys.
Queens in Brooklyn.
I
Yo.
really miss you guys.
That's the beautiful thing about segmented marketing. Nothing else, you get some real conversation.
All right. Yeah.
Fuck.
All right, we're gonna talk about one more thing.
What you got?
How do y'all feel? Move on from award season. Green Book winning an Oscar.
Let's ask this
best film.
question. Do any of you guys on this podcast even know what the Green Book is?
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
I do.
All right, good.
I did research. That's the only reason. Why.
Good.
Me too. I'm with you.
That's when Google is your friend, right? I mean, look, yeah, it's supposedly, it's not even really based off Victor Green's actual Green Book,
Right.
which was the Yelp for black people back in the day, so we can kind of know that when we're traveling, we can have great amenities in terms of a hotel, lodging, and places to eat, right? While we're traveling, especially in the segregated Jim Crow South, right? Whatever. But I do feel like, and this is where the Academy Awards are fucked up, and then this is why, again, I don't place a lot of values in awards. I do feel like that the Academy is formulaic. I mean, literally in 1989, 1990, same issue. And here's the thing,
89,
Wes Morris,
30 years.
Wes from New York Times, he talked about this, right? How the Academy Awards is more or less following the same pattern. Same year, Do the Right Thing came out, Driving Miss Daisy winning a best award, right? Best Picture or something like that.
Yeah.
So
Do
you
the Right
fast-
Thing wasn't nominated.
It wasn't even nominated,
Yeah, right.
but I think whatever was Kim Basinger or
Yeah.
basically put her neck out there and said that movie should have actually been in awards, right? Because it told the real truth. So you fast forward 30 years later, it's literally the exact same kind of setup. That you got Black Klansman, and not even just Black Klansman, you got other good awards. Good films. So you got all these other great films that I may add. That's on top of Black Klansman, Black Panther, Roma, and even the shit that Bradley Cooper did with Lady Gaga. And then you got Green Book. Green Book, in my opinion, it's whatever.
Real quick.
What?
Just to go through the list, you got Green Book, Black Panther, Black Klansman, Bohemian Rhapsody,
Which was
The
amazing.
Favorite, Roma,
You didn't like it?
I know it was amazing.
I heard it was good.
Roma, Stars Born, and Vice.
And Roma is great.
Roma was
Phenomenal.
Is it a Netflix movie?
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
Netflix movie. It was a
I gotta watch
phenomenal
it.
film. We can get into the logistics and like how that stuff was shot, but overall, I just feel like the Academy love to award films that just remind them of like cultural white America.
Yeah, that's very
right.
true.
Or the white guy who still has to be somewhat of like the
Save the
hero,
day.
the hero, right?
Ronald Reagan.
No,
Yeah.
I didn't watch Green Book. I didn't plan on watching I didn't watch Green Book. I didn't plan on watching Green Book. But knowing what the Green Book was,
Yeah.
I was surprised to find that was not really what the
Honestly,
film was
This wasn't even about that.
So I
why
was
even
like
name
kind
it
of
that?
agitated
Honestly,
by it.
You lost me when the Italian guy was teaching a black man
How to eat chicken.
fried chicken. I was
First
like,
off, come on.
come on, bro.
Second of all, what the fuck?
What black person doesn't know how to? What person doesn't know how to eat fried chicken? You pick it up, you put it in your mouth, you eat the whole.
And why I
thing.
need a white guy to show me how to eat some shit that stereotypically we know how to eat?
This is why I don't watch these awards ceremonies.
Anyway,
Yo, but just
So,
to wrap that up, I
yeah.
do feel like it's the same story. It's this formulated bullshit that, to Rose's point, that the Academy just love to do shit to remind them of their glory days. But until, you get more women on the board, more diversity on the board, you're going to continue
Get Abros on the board. Get Abros on the board.
you're going to continue to get these type of outcomes. And then here's the thing. I understand While I don't place a value on awards, I do understand certain people who do, because it's the business of the industry that they're
Right,
in.
exactly.
Right? Especially with, this Academy Awards shit, right? I went to a screening for the Aretha Franklin documentary, Amazing Grace, right?
Yeah.
And literally everybody in there, half the room was like people who done something with the Academy or won an award that you probably know about, right? So it was more like chop and shop than like, hey, I won this award. So it was more like, if you win this award, then it's become more of a business conversation.
I look at it business wise.
It does.
Like,
If you're not spending.
now Spike could say not just Academy Award nominated director, Academy Award winning director Spike Lee.
But even then, you got to know how to spin it, because nothing against Monique. She's an Academy Award winner, and she hasn't been able
glad
to.
you brought that up.
No, she hasn't been able to spin that into some.
Well, because of the role that it was for.
But beyond the role, I do notice that a lot of black actors and actresses who do win awards, it doesn't necessarily translate into more money.
Right.
It don't. I've noticed it.
And here's the thing about awards. The reason why, I don't really deal with awards too much is because reality is so subjective. It's not like sports. Like, sports is competitive. It's like, if we talk about basketball, it's 48 minutes on the clock. You have a rectangle that you have to play within, and whoever scores the most points consistently wins. So it's a competitive 1-to-1 thing. With awards, it's like, how do I feel about this day? Or how do I feel about that? And then you're leaving it in the hands of people who have no true connection to what the basis of it is.